Let me tell you something that can change the course of your life forever. You don't get what you want. You get what you plan for. Wishing is cheap, but goals, real goals, are investments in your future. If you want to live an exceptional life, it starts by deciding exactly what that looks like. Not vaguely, not someday, but clearly and now. A goal is a dream with a deadline, and if there's no deadline, it's just wishful thinking. So what makes goals actually work? Let me break it down. First, your goals must be specific, not I want to be rich. That's fog. Say instead, I want to earn $100,000 by the end of this year through my business. Now that's a goal. It has direction. It has detail. Second, they must be written down. There's power in putting pen to paper. When it's written, it's committed. When it's committed, it starts to live. Third, your goals must be yours, not your parents' goals, not society's goals, your goals. If it doesn't come from your heart, you won't fight for it when things get hard. Fourth, you must have a why. The goal tells you what to do, but the why tells you why it matters. And when the pressure rises, your why is what keeps you moving. Fifth, your goals must stretch you, but not break you. If it's too small, it won't excite you. If it's too big, it'll crush you. Set goals that grow you, inch by inch, day by day. Sixth, break big goals into small daily habits. Mountains are moved one stone at a time. If you do a little each day, you'll go far. Seventh, review your goals daily. What you keep in front of your eyes stays in front of your mind, and what stays in your mind shapes your choices. Eighth, track your progress. If you don't measure, you can't improve. If it's important, track it. Celebrate the small wins, they matter. Ninth, don't just set goals, visualize them, feel them. See yourself living that life. If your mind can see it clearly, your body will move toward it daily. And finally, stay flexible. The goal can stay the same, but the path might change. Adjust your approach, not your ambition. Be specific, because vague goals are like fog. You can see something's out there, but you can't move toward it. You don't know which way to go, how far it is, or even what it really looks like. Saying, I want to be successful is not a goal. It's a wish. It's a feeling. And feelings fade. Goals are meant to guide. They should act like a compass, not a cloud. When you say, I want to be healthy, what does that mean? Does it mean losing 10 pounds? Does it mean running a mile without stopping? Does it mean cutting sugar for 30 days? Until you define it, you'll drift. You'll bounce between ideas. You'll get busy but not productive. You'll work hard but go nowhere. Specific goals are magnetic. They pull you forward. They wake you up in the morning with a purpose. They give your actions meaning. Let's say you want financial freedom. Great, but that phrase on its own is too soft. You need numbers. You need a date. You need a plan. Instead of I want to be rich, say I want to earn $10,000 a month from my online business by December 31st. Now you have something to aim at. Now you can measure progress. Now you can reverse engineer a strategy. Specific goals also build confidence. Build confidence. Because every step you take becomes part of a clear path. You know when you're on track and when you're not. There's no confusion. There's no guessing. And that clarity creates momentum. It feeds your belief. It sharpens your decisions. It helps you say yes to what matters and a no to what doesn't. Vagueness is comfortable, but it's costly. It keeps you stuck in cycles of hope without progress. But when you get specific, you activate precision. And precision leads to power. The kind of power that can turn a thought into a result, an idea into income, a vision into a victory. Write them down. Because commitment doesn't begin in your head. It begins on paper. You can talk about your goals all day. You can dream about them, imagine them, and even feel excited about them. But until you write them down, they're just floating thoughts, easy to forget, easy to ignore. There's something powerful about taking what's in your mind and putting it into words. It transforms an idea into a plan. It takes it from imagination to intention. When you write a goal down, you give it weight. You make it real. It's no longer a whisper in the back of your mind. It becomes a declaration, a commitment. It's the difference between saying, someday I'll do it, and saying, this is what I'm doing, and this is when I'm doing it. Written goals create clarity. They help you define exactly what you're after. They sharpen your focus and show you the finish line. Without writing it down, a goal is too soft. It slips away in the noise of the day. But once it's on paper, you can see it, touch it, and come back to it. It becomes a reminder of your purpose. It stares back at you and says, don't forget what you said you would do. People who write down their goals are far more likely to achieve them. Why? Because they've moved beyond wishing. They've made a contract with themselves. That page becomes a mirror. It reflects your vision, your responsibility, your next step. It holds you accountable. And here's the beauty of it. Once it's written, it's easier to build on. You can break it into tasks. You can schedule it. You can track your progress. What once felt distant now feels doable. Because it's no longer just a thought. It's a target, a mission. So don't leave your goals in the air. Put them in ink. Put them somewhere you can see them daily. Because the moment you write it down is the moment you stop just thinking about it and start moving toward it that make them yours. Because only authentic goals will inspire authentic effort. You can borrow dreams. You can chase someone else's version of success. You can even convince yourself for a while that it's what you really want. But deep down, you'll always know the difference. A goal that doesn't come from within will never last. It might push you for a day, maybe a week. But when the pressure builds, it won't hold. Because it's not rooted in your own values. You weren't born to copy someone else's mission. You were born to pursue your own. What lights you up? What challenges speak to your soul? What kind of life do you want to live? Not what others expect, but what actually matters to you. It's easy to fall into the trap of setting goals just to fit in. Goals that sound good on paper but feel empty in your heart. Like chasing a career because it looks impressive. Or aiming for money without meaning. That kind of ambition is hollow. And hollow goals lead to burnout. Because they require effort without passion, motion without meaning. But when a goal is truly yours, something shifts. You wake up with drive. You push through discomfort. You find energy even when you're tired. Because it matters to you. Real goals don't need constant motivation. They're fueled by alignment. They pull you forward because they feel right. This is your life, not your friends, not your neighbors, not society. So don't chase goals that belong to someone else. Take the time to get honest with yourself. Strip away the noise. Forget what's popular. Forget what looks good on social media. Ask yourself, what would I pursue if no one was watching? What would I build if I wasn't trying to impress anyone? So, those answers are gold. They reveal the path you're meant to walk. Because when your goals are true to you, the effort doesn't feel forced. It feels natural. It feels necessary. It feels like purpose. And when you move with purpose, you don't just achieve goals. You become someone worth becoming. Have a strong why. Because a powerful reason fuels consistent action. Without a why, goals are just nice ideas. They sound good, but they don't last. They fade the moment things get hard. They disappear when motivation runs out. But when you have a reason, one that matters deeply, you unlock something greater than motivation. You tap into purpose. You find strength on days you'd normally quit. You keep going not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Your why is the anchor. It keeps you grounded when storms hit. It keeps you moving when doubt creeps in. It reminds you why you started, especially when the journey feels long. The stronger your reason, the stronger your drive. Think about it. A person trying to lose weight to look good on vacation might skip workouts. But someone doing it to avoid a health scare or to be around for their children, they show up differently. They don't need to be pushed. They're pulled by a purpose bigger than the pain. When the goal is connected to something meaningful, discipline becomes natural. Sacrifice becomes acceptable. Obstacles become stepping stones. So ask yourself, why does this matter to me? Why do I really want this? Keep digging until the answer hits your heart. Maybe it's freedom. Maybe it's security for your family. Maybe it's about proving to yourself that you can rise. Whatever it is, it must be real. It must be deep, and it must be yours. Don't settle for surface-level reasons, because shallow reasons won't carry you through deep challenges. A strong why gives you vision. It helps you see beyond the discomfort of now and into the reward of later. It pulls you through boredom, through setbacks, through resistance. You won't always feel like doing the work, but if your why is powerful enough, you'll do it anyway. Because the cost of not doing it becomes too high. That's the power of purpose. It doesn't just fuel effort. It creates endurance. It builds fire in your bones, and that fire is what keeps you burning long after the sparks are gone. Stretch, don't snap. Goals should challenge you, not discourage you. A good goal pulls you forward. It makes you reach beyond your comfort zone. It asks more from you, but not so much that you break. And the purpose of a goal is growth, not punishment. It should lift your confidence, not crush your spirit. It should build momentum, not anxiety. There's a fine line between a goal that excites you and one that overwhelms you. If it's too easy, you get bored. If it's too hard, you give up. The key is finding that middle ground, where it's just out of reach, but not out of sight. Think of it like stretching a rubber band. A little tension makes it useful, but stretch it too far and it snaps. Same with your goals. They should create pressure, not panic. Challenging goals force you to evolve. They push you to develop new skills, better habits, stronger discipline. They wake you up early. They keep you focused. They demand more. And because of that, they grow you. But when a goal is unrealistic, it doesn't inspire. It intimidates. It doesn't motivate. It paralyzes. You don't even know where to begin, so you don't begin at all. That's why progress matters more than perfection. You don't need to leap the whole staircase. You just need to take the next step. Set a goal that makes you sweat, but doesn't make you suffocate. One that says, this will be hard, but also says, I can do this. And if you've set a goal that's too heavy, adjust it. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise. Resilience isn't about taking on everything. It's about knowing what you can carry and building strength step by step. Start where you are. Use what you have. And set goals that stretch you inch by inch. That's how real growth happens. That's how you build belief. That's how you stay in the game long enough to win. Because when a goal stretches you, it changes you. It makes you better, tougher, more capable. And that's the whole point. Not to break under pressure, but to rise because of it, not break them down. Because big goals don't happen all at once. They require daily discipline. They require small, consistent actions stacked day after day. You can't climb a mountain in one giant leap. You climb it one step at a time. And the same is true for every meaningful goal in life. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when your vision is big. It's easy to freeze when the finish line feels too far away. But the key to progress is simplicity. You have to turn that big vision into clear, manageable steps. A goal without a plan is just a wish. But when you break it down, it becomes a roadmap. It shows you what to do today, not someday. You want to write a book? Don't start with I need 200 pages. Start with I'll write 500 words a day. You want to lose weight? Don't obsess over the final number. Focus on drinking water, moving your body, eating clean, one choice at a time. These small actions don't look like much on their own. But over time, they add up. They build momentum. And momentum builds belief. Discipline isn't about doing big things occasionally. It's about doing the small things daily. Especially when you don't feel like it. When you break a goal down into habits, routines, and tasks, it becomes real. It becomes actionable. You stop thinking, can I really do this? And start saying, this is what I need to do next. Progress isn't about speed. It's about consistency. Show up. Do your part. Even if it's just a small piece, it counts. Every rep in the gym, every page you write, every call you make, every step you take. It all matters. Big goals are built in the invisible hours, in the quiet moments where no one's watching, in the choices you make when it's easier to quit. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't get lost in how far you still have to go. Just focus on the next step. Because if you can master the daily, you'll eventually reach the extraordinary. Review daily. Because your vision only stays alive if you keep it in front of you. It's not enough to set a goal once and forget about it. Life will distract you. Responsibilities will pull your focus. The world will try to steer you in every other direction. That's why you have to revisit your goals every single day. Remind yourself of where you're going. Remind yourself why it matters. When you review daily, your vision stays sharp. Your direction stays clear. Your choices stay aligned. It's like setting the GPS each morning. If you don't, you'll drift. You'll waste time. You'll say yes to things that don't serve your mission. But when your goal is top of mind, your actions follow. You walk with intention. You make decisions with purpose. You don't get pulled into nonsense because your eyes are locked on something bigger. Think about how easily we forget what we say we want. One tough day, one bad mood, and suddenly we're off track. But a daily review brings you back. It centers you. It recharges your focus. You can review your goals by reading them aloud. You can visualize them. You can write them out again. You can speak them into your morning. Whatever the method, make it a ritual. Because repetition strengthens direction. The more you see it, the more you believe it. The more you believe it, the more you act on it. Daily review turns hope into habit. It keeps the fire burning. It reminds you that you're not just reacting to life, you're building it. Even 5 minutes a day can shift your mindset. It can turn confusion into clarity. It can turn resistance into resolve. Every champion reviews the playbook. Every great performer revisits the vision. Not once, not sometimes, every day. Because success isn't an accident. It's the result of daily alignment, of choosing the goal again and again, even when life gets noisy. So don't let your vision collect dust. Keep it alive. Keep it close. And most of all, keep it in front of you until the world around you begins to match the world inside you. Track progress. Because what gets measured gets improved. You can't manage what you don't monitor. You can't grow what you don't track. Goals need more than effort. They need awareness. They need checkpoints. They need reflection. Without tracking, you don't know if you're moving forward, standing still, or slipping backward. You might feel busy, but feelings can lie. The numbers never do. When you track your progress, you gain clarity. You begin to see patterns. You understand what's working and what isn't. You take control of your results because now you have data to guide your direction. You don't have to track everything, but you must track what matters. Whether it's your time, your money, your habits, your output, keep score. Even small wins deserve to be seen. Because every step forward reinforces belief, and belief builds momentum. When you track, you stay engaged. You stay accountable. You stop drifting and start driving. Progress isn't always obvious in the moment. That's why writing it down matters. A journal, a checklist, a calendar, a chart, whatever helps you measure, use it. Because if you can measure it, you can improve it. If you can see it, you can adjust it. And if you track it, you won't ignore it. There's also power in looking back. Reviewing your journey reminds you how far you've come. It reminds you that progress is real, even when it feels slow. It shows you the cost of quitting and the value of persistence. Most people quit not because they're failing, but because they think they're failing. Tracking removes the guesswork. It replaces emotion with evidence. If you want better results, track your effort. If you want better habits, track your consistency. If you want more discipline, track your actions, not your intentions. Progress isn't luck. It's not magic. It's movement over time. So don't fly blind. Don't leave your growth up to chance. Track your steps. Celebrate your wins. Learn from your losses. Because the goal isn't just to set goals. The goal is to reach them. And the road becomes clearer when you can see the road behind you. Thought visualize the outcome. See it. Feel it. Move toward it. Because the mind is the workshop of the future. Before you can build it in reality, you must build it in your imagination. If you can't see it in your mind, you'll struggle to create it in your life. But if you can see it clearly, if you can truly feel it, it starts to become real. Visualization is more than daydreaming. It's mental preparation. It's rehearsal. It's stepping into your future before you physically arrive there. Olympic athletes use it. Elite performers use it. Because the brain doesn't always know the difference between real and vividly imagined experience. When you visualize with emotion, you condition your mind to believe it's possible. Start by closing your eyes and picturing the result. The goal achieved, the weight lost, the business launched, the life you've always wanted, fully alive and unfolding. Feel what it's like to live that moment. Where are you? What do you see? What do you hear? How does success feel in your body? The more detailed the vision, the more powerful it becomes. It wires your brain to expect that future. And when the mind expects, the body follows. You begin to make choices that match your vision. You speak differently. You walk with more confidence. You show up like the person you're becoming. Visualization also fuels consistency. On the hard days, you return to the image. You remind yourself why you're pushing. You don't just remember the work, you remember the reward. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about mental alignment. You can't outperform your self-image, so create an image worth growing into. See the outcome every morning before you start the day. Let it guide your actions, your decisions, your attitude. When you can see it with clarity, you stop waiting for permission. You stop shrinking from obstacles. You step into your future with belief because your vision shapes your reality. And the clearer it is, the faster you move. So see it, feel it, feel it. Then move toward it. Every single day, be flexible with methods. Stay committed to the goal, but open to the process. Because the destination is important, but the route may change. Life rarely unfolds in a straight line. Things go wrong. Plans fall apart. People disappoint. opportunities shift. And if you're too rigid in your methods, you'll break when the wind changes. But if you stay flexible, you bend, adjust, and keep moving forward. The goal is the target. That never changes. But how you reach it, that's where adaptability becomes your strength. You might start with one strategy, one timeline, one vision of how it's all supposed to happen. But what happens when that plan doesn't work? Do you quit? Do you freeze? Or do you pivot? Winners pivot. They don't let the how get in the way of the why. You may need to try a different approach. You may need to slow down to speed up. You may need to take a detour. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're learning. Some doors will close. Others will open. Stay alert. Stay humble. Stay ready to adapt. Don't fall in love with the plan. Fall in love with the mission. Because when you're obsessed with the outcome, you'll do whatever it takes to get there. That might mean asking for help, changing routines, trying new tools, letting go of what no longer works. The world changes. Markets change. People change. You must be able to change too, without losing sight of your purpose. Being flexible doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. It makes you resilient. The goal is still in front of you. You're just finding a better way to reach it. Stay patient with the process. It's not about having all the answers. It's about staying in motion, adjusting when needed, evolving when necessary. Because in the end, it's not how you plan to get there. It's that you got there. So stay loyal to your vision, but stay flexible in your steps. Because the journey will surprise you, and your ability to adapt is what will carry you across the finish line. So here's the truth. Setting goals that actually work isn't just about motivation. It's about clarity. It's about commitment. It's about building something that lasts, one disciplined step at a time. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be intentional. Set goals that are real. Make them yours. Tie them to a purpose that moves you. Break them down. Track the journey. Visualize the outcome. And when life throws you a curve, adapt. Don't abandon, because success isn't for the lucky. It's for the focused. It's for the ones who plan, who prepare, and who persist. Remember, the goal is not just to set goals. The goal is to become someone worthy of reaching them. So start now. Start simple. Start simple. And never stop moving toward the life you know you're meant to live.